Hi, I'm so excited that you joined me today to talk about our birth space. And this one is like a super fun topic for me because I love seeing how mothers have created this beautiful birth space. Usually it's a little bit darker and dimmer and there's lights, and it can just be such a beautiful, almost like a spiritual and exciting. The anticipation of the new arrival is just such a beautiful experience and a beautiful inviting space. So I'm really excited about this, but I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. So I'll back up because my first birth was anything but a beautiful birth space. It was a very difficult birth, and I had, oh my gosh, so many nurses coming in. Can you rate your pain on a scale of 1 to 10? Can you rate your pain? And then someone right behind them would turn around and ask me the same question to rate my pain on a scale of 1 to 10. And I thought I had like educated myself for my birth and prepared, but when it came time to the actual birth, I'm like this super modest person, and they wanted me to like take my clothes off and lay in this bed and lay on my back, and I was in pain, and I'm not painting a very good picture, but the whole thing was just miserable. And I have since learned that when a mother feels fear or anxiety or stress or any of that, she tenses up her muscles, and it does the opposite of what we want to happen during birth, okay? So it makes birth that much harder, that much longer, that much more stressful and painful. So these hormones, these natural hormones in our brain can help us to have the most satisfying and beautiful birth experience as long as we feel safe, supported, and serene. Okay, so I'm going to go through each one of those a little bit individually. You want to create this environment where you feel safe. Okay, birth is a beautiful, it's a safe and a wonderful experience. And when you truly believe that and you create this birth space, then you feel safe. It's just like mammals, a cat or a deer or any kind of mammal will go off by themselves and find a quiet place where they can be alone to give birth, where they will feel safe and be protected. And if that animal feels threatened at all, then they go into that fight or flight, and they will like clamp up and run away and find a safer place to hide out and give birth. And we're kind of the same way. We want someplace safe, someplace where we're not going to be on view for the whole world. And so creating this beautiful space where you feel safe is going to help you to be able to relax and to be able to surrender and to be able to give birth and let your body do what it was designed to do. Okay, so if you're at home, it's a little bit easier to create this environment, right? You're already in your space. It already feels natural and normal. A lot of times moms like to bring in things that have special meaning for them, whether it's like hanging up little affirmations or scriptures or, baby's first outfit or gifts from loved ones. All of these things can create this like exciting and welcoming, safe environment where you feel loved. Okay. Now, if you're at the hospital, it's a little bit more challenging, but it can still be done. Okay. So you can bring things from home into your birth space to make it feel your own, to make it feel normal and natural. Often when you walk into a hospital room, the bed is like the center of the room. So if you intend to get in the bed, then get in the bed. If you would rather labor upright, then scoot that bed out of the way. Have your support person, your husband, your doula, get the bed out of the way so that you can move around and just make it your own beautiful space. You can cover up the clock. You have all the time in the world to give birth, and you don't need to be pressured with a certain amount of time. Just cover up that clock, tune into your body, and let it do what it was designed to do. Okay. Let's see what else. So the same hormone production that you need to have sex is the same hormone production that you need to have a baby, and you need to be able to surrender into this. Now, if you can't imagine having sex in the location that you're having your baby, then you need to make some changes, okay? Make it a little bit more private. That can be of huge importance and hard to capture, especially in a hospital setting. That's when you close the doors and you close the curtains and you tell the staff that you want minimal interruptions, that you want minimal checks and noise and people coming in and out, and just make it really closed off and private. This is your personal space where you're going to be meeting your baby, and you want to make it your own, where you feel safe and that you can take off your clothes and have your baby and not feel threatened. Okay, you don't want any fear there at all. Okay, so you want to feel safe. That's number one. Number two, you want to feel serene. So at night, maybe you've heard of the hormone called melatonin. So melatonin is kind of known as the sleep hormone. And at night you produce this melatonin, and it's in darkness. And this hormone will peak your contractions, will strengthen them and stimulate them, okay? So darkness can help. Get a quiet setting, a peaceful setting, dim the lights. That can help your labor progress. If it's a bright day outside, cover up the windows. If you're at home, a lot of times mothers will set up little Christmas lights or tea lights, little white lights that have that like soft glow and that feeling, almost like that Christmas Eve feeling when you've got the tree all lit and you're like ready for the gifts to come. It's like that's what you want to create with your birth space. Okay, that is golden. So again, I think of Christmas music, right? It's funny that this is taking me to Christmas, but music, especially in a hospital setting, can be super valuable to help you feel like you're in your own space and to kind of get your emotions and your hormones and everything going and working for you to create this beautiful birth environment. Ocean waves, or just, there's so many like birth playlists and everything, but it just gets me so excited. Okay, so the next thing that can really help you with your birth space is water. So water is our natural element. We're in our womb, we're in water for 9 months, and then we're born. So even like the sound of running water or a shower or a birth tub, all of these can help you feel like serene and peaceful. Think of like going out and soaking in a hot tub, or like that's the feel that we're going for, where you want to feel serene and peaceful and relaxed and just totally calm. Okay, now TV, social media, all of these things are like super fun and awesome, maybe early in pregnancy when you're like excited and ready to, today's the day and you get to have this baby and the long wait is over. But as contractions start to get stronger and you realize that you've got to work with these a little more and focus and concentrate a little bit more, you're going to want to turn the TV off. You're going to want to put the phones away. Just put them on silent. You can catch up with the world and everybody else later. You don't need to be messaged every 5 minutes. Is the baby here yet? Is the baby here yet? So just step away so you can be 100% focused on you and your baby. So you want to feel safe. You want to feel serene, and lastly, you want to feel supported. You want to have all the support you need to give birth joyfully. Birth balls can be super handy to be able to support you through your labor. Aromatherapy, essential oils can be just the thing to make, especially a hospital setting, smell more comfortable, so it doesn't have that hospital smell, just so that you feel like you're in your own environment. It can be uplifting and comforting. If it's a smell that you're familiar with, that's super valuable. And so the other thing is temperature. If you are warm, then your oxytocin, good hormone levels that are going to help you have a good birth, those rise, those hormone levels rise. If you're cold, then you're like tensed up and you're freezing and the fan's blowing, and then you're not going to relax and you're not going to be at peace and be able to let your body open up and dilate and give birth beautifully. If you're in a hospital, it's a little bit harder to adjust the temperature, but you can still request it and put your foot down. Ask your doula. Get your doula to change the temperature in there for you and to make it feel like what you're used to and what you feel comfortable with, okay? I tell my clients that I want them to be 100% focused on themselves and the birth and their baby. So if having your mother-in-law there is going to help you be 100% focused on you and your baby, bring it on. Now I'm thinking pre-COVID, so depending on what the hospital rules are, this may or may not be an option. But if you're at home, same story. If having your best friend is going to help you be 100% focused on you and your baby, then we want them there. Then invite them. But if they're going to be a distraction, if they're going to make you uptight or worried about what they're thinking, they can wait, okay? Have the doula shoo them out the door. They can come back and greet the baby and spend all the time with you and your little one after the birth, okay? So keep that in mind as you're trying to, same with like your children or the neighbor down the street. You want this strong support team that's going to help you, and having loving family, a supportive husband, a doula, that's invaluable, okay? To be able to help you to feel safe and serene and supported, all right? So all throughout history, women have surrounded themselves with good support to give birth. And that's what I do. I am here for you 100%. If you live far away, I can help you and support you virtually. Or find a doula in your local area whom you can trust 100%, who's got your back, who will advocate for you, who has every confidence and belief in your abilities and will empower you. And as long as you're feeling safe and serene and supported, then you will be able to relax and surrender. You will feel calm, you will feel capable, and your hormones those positive hormones will do everything that they're supposed to do to help you to have the most satisfying and rewarding, beautiful birth that you've ever dreamed of.